What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Life and Lessons of Me. I'm your host, me, or Jordan. Jordan's fine. That joke never gets old, honestly. So, I'm making this episode kind of early in the morning, so yawning is probably going to happen in this episode. Like right now, I just jinxed it. Whoops. But today, I want to talk about something that I've been noticing a lot of my friends are having issues with, or not even issues. Like, part of me knows that, like, they're half serious, but anyway, something I've noticed is that a lot of people my age and younger, like, they want to die. Like, and I'm like, why? Like, life is hard. I'm not saying it's easy. It's definitely hard. But um like people just don't know how to manage, you know, stress coming at them from all directions, like life. Life is not fun all the time. It's just not. Um so one of the reasons I get so, like, not worried, but like concerned is because if they cannot handle the stress of just life, like, regardless of whatever else is happening in their lives, like they have crappy parents, or they're just clinically depressed. Like, I don't know, like some stuff is harder than other things. Like, think about it. If you looked at me, you probably would be like, "Oh, he's just in a wheelchair, whatever." Like, who knows? Um, but life is hard, and it's been especially hard for me up until this point, um, where it seems like it's getting not easier, but like more enjoyable. Like, over the years, I never thought, well, okay, that's not true. Sometimes I thought, like, what's the point? Like, you know, I don't know. And the reason why I think I, you know, found more of a purpose through the suffering, let's say, like, it's been pretty bad. Like, I guess suffering is the right word. Um, but I made it through it. I didn't give up. Like, I don't know why so many people are just giving up before it even starts. Like, think about it. People younger than me, like, they're still in the high school. Like, life has not even started for those people. And a lot of them are like, "Oh, I will kill myself." Like, if it's a joke, that's one thing, but it's not really funny, but whatever. It's a colloquial, like, Gen Z thing, I guess. I don't know what, but I don't get it. I don't get the trend. Like, but if it's not a joke, like, think about it. You haven't even started life and you're giving up. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. And I guess it's not supposed to make sense all the time, but like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. And it's like, were we raised to be this way? Like, high school's not hard. It is not hard. Sure, socially maybe, but it's it's not. It's not that bad. Like, if you can't get through high school without wanting to die, there's something up. Like, just saying. Like, if you look at our parents' generation, they weren't like that. So where the heck did this crap come from? Like, I'm trying to be as nice as possible in this video, but it's something that I actually really get annoyed by. Like, people are just giving up before they've even, like I said, started life. Like, people are like, "Oh, I have no life." Okay, because you're 20 something and you haven't figured it out yet. Like, but also people need to understand that nobody has it figured out 100% ever. You know, life is long. Things change in life. You have to be able to adapt, and that's the thing that people aren't able to do, I feel like, you know, or at least not in their 20s. especially in their 20s. Nobody knows what the heck is going on. They've just started life. They're just getting out in the world for the first time, really. Like, we've been in school for 12 years, and then if you go to college, you're in school for longer. Like, think about that. We have done nothing but go to school for like half of our life. That means we've done nothing yet. Nobody's done anything yet. We're all just getting out in the world, like I said, like for the first time. Like, and people are just quick to give up, I guess. I don't know. Like, and then I was talking to one of my friends and I was like, everything that's worth doing is hard, you know? And they were like, then why would you do it? Because it's worth doing it? Like, and then they were like, but it's not worth it if it's hard. I'm like, actually, it is 100% worth it if it's hard because it's more rewarding when you get through it. You know what I mean? Like, it's more of an accomplishment if it was hard. If you always take the easy way out, it's just not going to be as rewarding. It's not going to be as meaningful, like you're just going to go through life making the easy decisions. Like, you're not a robot. Like, make the hard choices. Like, we're human, and something that I think personally is that, like, we're always trying to reach our full potential, and some people just aren't. Some people don't see the potential in themselves. Like, that's an issue, and I think I would call this a systemic issue. Like, the systemic, like, I'm trying to think of the word here. I'm trying to think of it a good word to use here. Um, let's see. Like, the systemic degradation of young people's mental health. It's bad. And I don't know, maybe I was just raised differently. Like, quitting is not in my nature. It's just not, you know. And let me tell you, last year was rough. Like, I definitely wasn't seeing the full potential happening. Like, it was just crappy. And I will admit that yes, I was like, I want to die. But then I was like, you know what? That's ridiculous. Like, there's still stuff I have to do. I'm not done yet. But some people just don't have that ability to be like, there's things I have to do, like they don't see the things they have to do, like, which is fine. Like, I'm saying, we're young. We don't know yet. Okay. Don't give up before life even starts. Like, that's ridiculous. Okay. If, you're on a football field and all the guys are bigger than you and you're just like, all right, we forfeit because you guys are too big and there's no way we're going to win. You're not even going to try. Like, you're not even going to try. That's the thing. Like, you don't know how anything is going to go until you do it. Like, I'm somebody who's like a major overthinker. Like, before I was driving the car, I was like, oh my gosh, what if I forgot how to drive? Blah blah blah. Like, this, and this. And then I do the thing and I'm like, oh, this is fine. I'm fine. It's easy. It's easy. I got this. It's great. Like, so don't write off life before you even give it a try. Like, that's the thing. Like, I just don't get how people can see no point to life at all. 0 point. Like, nature, go see nature. Like, nature just does its thing. That's a point to life, just go observe nature. That's your point. Like, I don't know. Just make something up. Like, it doesn't have to be the same thing forever. Like, people go back to school, people change their careers, like all this stuff. And these are people that we generally think have life figured out, but they don't because they're on the same boat. As soon as you realize that, we're all pretty similar. Like, but it is an issue. Like, and I don't know if it's social media. It's got to be, like, I'm somebody who grew up, you know, when social media wasn't a major aspect of life, but I had both, so I lived without social media and I lived with social media. The difference between me and like younger people is that they've only known social media. That's the difference. And that is my theory as to why, the systemic mental health degradation thing is happening, because people are like comparing themselves to other people like constantly because they don't know any other way. They're like, oh, nobody liked my post, so I must be a loser. Like, likes don't matter. Who the heck cares? Like, at the end of the day, literally nobody cares how many likes you have. I just care. Most people just care if you're a nice person and, you know, you treat others the right way. And some people, I don't know, it's just, bleh, it's just silly, like to me, that people are giving up before life even starts. Like, you know, like I said, you don't know until you do something how it's going to go, you know? And I get people being depressed, like, feeling alone and stuff. Like, I feel that way too. You don't see me wanting to die, like, there's just no point if you're just like, oh, I want to die. I'm like, you're freaking 20 something. Like, life hasn't even started. Chill. Like, you know what I mean? It's just crazy. And I'm like, yeah, my life has been pretty difficult. So you're telling me you can't handle like, so let's break it down this way. Like, I have regular person problems, like mental health issues. Like, I've got them under control now, but like, ish. So imagine, you have like regular life stressors like, depression or whatever. And then, like some people just have mental health issues. Some people just have divorced parents. Some people have both of those things. But then picture like a third thing. Like, you're telling me you're giving up from one thing? I deal with like three things, like physical issues. My parents are divorced, and that's led to more mental health issues. So triple whammy for me, and I'm still here. I haven't given up. Like, make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. If life is so hard, why have I not given up? Why has other people not given up? Life is difficult, but it's about your attitude when you go through it. If you're like, life is too hard and I want to die, then yeah, life is hard for you because you're believing that in your head. In my head, I believe that life is what you make it. If you're like, oh, life sucks, then yes, it does. If you're like, life is great, then it's pretty great. Like, regardless of, whether the events in your life are good or bad. Like, it's an attitude adjustment. You just got to be like, yeah, I'm good. I mean, I make it sound so easy, but it's not easy. Like, that's what I'm saying. Anything worth doing is hard. It's not supposed to be easy. Like fixing your mental health, that's hard. Fixing your attitude, that's hard. Like, but it's worth doing in the end because it makes you feel so much better. Like, it makes you enjoy life a little bit more, even if it is difficult. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, life is difficult, but it's life for me, so I don't care. Like, it's whatever. Sometimes I care, but so don't think like I have 100% of this figured out. Like, nobody does, literally nobody. And I might sound like I have my mental health stuff in check, but some days are hard. You know, it's just day by day. You gotta wake up, new beginning every day. You know, and yeah, no, it's not about like being like accepting that death is gonna happen. Like, that's not it at all. Like, yeah, we're all gonna die at some point, but don't rush it. Don't be like, you know what, I'm out. Like, what if you're supposed to be a doctor that cured cancer when you're like 35? You didn't make it to 35, did you? Like, you know what I mean? That's ridiculous. So that's gonna do it for this episode. I hope you take that with a grain of salt because I'm not mad at people. I'm just like, this is ridiculous. Like, we gotta fix this. And that's gonna do it for this episode. And I'll catch you on the next one. Come on, stupid computer. She's right there. You gonna go for a walk with me? Matthew and I listened to your podcast on the way home from West Virginia. They're really, really good. Stop.